You ever wake up one morning and realize you're smack in the middle of a story you're going to be telling for the rest of your life? That was me staring down the barrel of a coffee mug on a Tuesday, thinking about how when I was 12, my old man took me out behind the barn and taught me how to change the fuel filter on a generator. He handed me the wrench and said, "This land runs because we know how to keep it running." That line got welded somewhere deep inside me, right alongside the smell of diesel and the way the grass hums after rain. So maybe it's no wonder 42 years old I'm still living on the same 12 acres my folks left me just outside Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, some folks around here call that stubborn old-fashioned hell. I've heard antisocial tossed around by folks who wouldn't last a week without Wi-Fi and Uber Eats. But I call it home. You want fancy? This ain't it. Ranch house built in the 70s, wraparound porch I rebuilt myself after a tornado tried to take it for a joyride back in 2014. I got a solar rig out back that took me 3 summers to piece together a well that goes down farther than any HOA could sleep at night, and a workshop that honestly gets more TLC than my own bedroom. I'm not off the grid, not exactly, but when the lights go out in town, mine stay on. For years, my neighbors were mostly deer. The occasional cow from Tom Halverson's spread next door, and that was just fine by me. But life doesn't stand still. 4 years back, developers rolled in all smiles and blueprints and modern community experience talk, which is real estate for let's cram as many boxy houses as possible onto tiny lots and control the color of your mailbox. They built their perimeter fence right up against my west boundary, and I figured, okay, fine, end of story. Spoiler, it wasn't. A couple months ago, I got a letter. No return address, just fancy embossed initials, SHA. Sunny Hollow Homeowners Association. The note inside was one of those community expansion offers, polite, formal, with a whiff of threat. I didn't finish reading it. Into the fire pit it went. 2 weeks later, a second letter showed up. Same initials, same tone, only now with a highlighted number $600,000. I laughed so hard, Banjo, my old hound started barking at the noise. 600 grand might seem like a king's ransom to somebody who's never mowed their own field, but this land, every twist of creek, every cottonwood leaning over in July, every patch where Banjo curls up under the shade, hell, you can't price that. I didn't respond. Figured they'd get the message. They did, in person. I was mending fence down by the south pasture when a white SUV, clean enough to eat off the hood, rolled up. Out stepped this woman, pale blue pantsuit, heels clicking, like she was announcing the arrival of royalty. Clipboard in hand. "Mr. Reed," she asked, flashing a politician's smile. "That's me," I said. "Careful." She introduces herself, Karen Martell, president of the Sunny Hollow Homeowners Association. Launched into a pitch about shared values, expansion, harmony, blah, blah. You know the script. It was like listening to Alexa read from the home and garden section on too much caffeine. I let her talk, nodded at the right spots, then told her flat out not interested. Her smile didn't crack. She just slid a business card onto my fence post like she was planting a flag, nodded, and drove off slow like she wanted me to watch her leave. I figured, well, that's the end. Spoiler again? Nope. Next week, I see a white sedan parked on the HOA side of the property line, not moving for hours. Then 2 guys in vests are walking the fence with clipboards and tape measures surveying improvements. I stood on my porch arms, crossed watching. Something was brewing. I could feel it the same way. You know, a storm's coming, not because you see the clouds, but because the air just changes. And then one morning I wake to the sound of diesel, low, mean, and close. First I thought maybe it was a lost truck turning around, but then I heard the backhoe slam into the dirt. Boots on no socks. Banjo at my side, I step out into a rolling cloud of red dust and see them. 1 dozer, 2 backhoes, dump truck, all lined up along my fence like an invading army. Men in hard hats moving with purpose. And there in the middle, directing traffic like some high-vis Napoleon Karen in a designer scarf and reflective vest. She waves like we're old pals at a block party. Morning, Mr. Reed, I march up, banjo growling low. What the hell is this? I snap. She gives me the routine just maintenance on our side of the line, routine drainage. But the trench they're digging isn't just on their side, it's looping around, getting deeper, wider. You planning to dig all the way around? I ask. Karen grins. Well, now that you mention it, yes. Now that you... I could feel my jaw drop. You didn't think you needed to ask first? We checked the plat line, she says, waving papers. According to our documents, it's all within HOA jurisdiction. I almost laughed. My dad's survey, my deed, every scrap of county paperwork says different. Karen, you're encroaching. This is illegal. She gives me that smile people say for toddlers and drunks. Oh, Evan, no need for dramatics. Maybe a little isolation will help you reconsider our offer. The dozer's turning toward my only driveway. If they finish, I'll be boxed in, landlocked in my own house. Rage. Not fear, just pure boiling rage. I call the sheriff. Deputy Wilkins. Nice kid. But you can tell he'd rather be anywhere else. Comes out, walks the line, listens to Karen's story, looks at my maps. We'll need county to verify the lines. Document everything he says. You might want to get a lawyer. Karen, meanwhile, is smirking like she's just won the lottery. That night, I sat on the porch, banjo at my feet, watching the machinery idle out a trench, snaking around my land like a scar. Next morning, they're back, and now they're on my side. No permits, no calls, just tearing up dirt. They block my only exit with a dump truck, so even my mail can't get through. I was officially walled in my own damn castle with a moat dug by people who probably get heated about mailbox fonts. You know, I grew up with a healthy suspicion of progress. That's why a few years back I rigged my property with off-grid security cams, trail cams, solar recorders, hidden in birdhouses, fence posts, even a garden gnome that looks like he's seen things. That week they earned their keep. I got footage backhoe crossing my markers, HOA guys laughing, dragging flags past my fence. The gold, though Karen pointing at my well pump, make sure that trench hits just shy of that thing. He can't live out here without water. He'll break faster than the zoning board. Didn't rage, just save the clips. Walked straight into the sheriff's office, gave Wilkins and his boss a flash drive full of time-stamped, geotagged evidence. This is compelling, the supervisor said, but land disputes take time. County surveys, complaints, hearings. In other words, don't expect miracles. But now it was on record. So I did what anyone surrounded by pastel-wearing despots would do. I went public. Dropped screenshots and the video onto the Sunny Hollow Facebook group, and buddy, it was like throwing a match in a hay barn. Comments flew. Wait, that's Evan's place. Isn't he outside the HOA? Is this even legal? Someone tagged the news and suddenly reporters are calling podcasters people from states away. My favorite was a text-niece video. I'd order groceries by drone if I were you. HOA, of course, fires back with a cease and desist for defamation. I reply, see you in court. I've got more footage than Netflix. Karen doubles down, sends workers to install a fence blocking my well pump. I film that too. The internet eats it up, 10,000 views by Sunset Local News, leaving voicemails for interviews. Then the next twist, gravel trucks, 3 of them dump a load right in my driveway. Authorized egress path, some guy says, flashing a badge that looks like it came out of a cereal box. I point to my survey marker film, everything. They back off, but the gravel stays. Then quietly the HOA fences off the well with orange mesh and restricted zone signs. County Water Board. No permits. Health Department. Never heard of it. I called Jenna, my lawyer. I'll file for emergency injunctive relief, she says, cool as ice. Meanwhile, Karen fires up the rumor mill HOA notices Facebook posts calling me a non-compliant resident like I'm a stray dog. Some neighbors buy it, but most don't. The memes start. When your HOA becomes a dictatorship, build a moat. Even the local news comes out, bushwhacks half a mile just to interview me at my fence. Is it true they blocked your well? The reporter asks. Yep. Next week they'll try blocking my oxygen. The segment airs music dramatic enough for a Michael Bay trailer. But Karen's not done. 2 nights later, Banjo growls at something near the trench. I look out, see flashlights, hear the clank of concrete blocks dropping. I slip out with my phone and a crowbar. Yeah, I was pissed. 2 men in HOA security jackets are filling the trench with concrete, blocking the last passable spot. Karen standing there, arms crossed, watching. I film everything. Next day I upload the video. That's what finally made the sheriff's office stop dragging their boots. After that I didn't sleep. I was past scared, just done. Next night, same truck shows up. I wait porch light off Banjo by the door, rifle slung legal clean, never raised. I step out loud and steady, evening. 2 men freeze one with a cinder block mid-lift. Karen's farther back this time, new jacket, arms folded. You're criminally trespassing. If you set 1 more foot on my land, I will respond accordingly. Oklahoma law lets me defend my home. One guy drops the block, mutters, "Screw this," and they drive off. Karen, face twisted, says, "You'll regret this, Evan." I hit record. You don't have the right. Cops show up fast this time. Older deputy, tired eyes, wedding ring, no patience for HOA drama. I show him the footage. He watches every second truck, blocks, Karen's nods. He just says, "This changes things." They take statements. Karen refuses to talk without counsel. Next day, Jenna files a motion emergency injunction, all construction halted. Judge Dunley, cranky old vet, grants it the same day. But the videos are viral now. Headlines: HOA traps man on own land with trench. He fights back with footage and firearms. Interview requests, memes, a YouTuber does a cartoon of me launching cinder blocks from a lawn chair trebuchet. Ridiculous, but hey, it works. Suddenly the HOA is radioactive. City officials start calling me, apologizing, distancing themselves. The permits Karen had been waiving, forgeries, one signature belonged to a dead man. County trustee takes over. Police raid the HOA office. Karen's arrested, fraud, forgery, conspiracy, unlawful construction. Board dissolved, accounts frozen. Some neighbors apologize, most just keep their heads down. 2 weeks later, the court awards damages, legal fees, emotional distress. It's enough to fix my fence, repave the drive, and finally put in that storm shelter I'd been putting off. But you know what mattered most? The quiet. No bulldozers, no pastel tyrants, no one measuring my grass with a ruler. I put up a new fence, cedar, 10 feet tall, concrete footings. On the west side, a small sign, trench 2025. Never again. Banjo sat next to me, tail thumping, Oklahoma sun setting over my land just like it's always supposed to be. So you tell me, what would you do? Would you fight for your own piece of ground? Or let some clipboard queen with a grudge and a fake permit run you out? Drop your thoughts below. Let's hear how you'd handle it. And if you've ever had to stand your ground against folks like this, share your story. It might just be the bridge someone else needs to fight back.